knowing that you can't control a woman. I mean, certain people may be able to physically control, but you can't, because a woman changes. A feminine energy, that they change. So you can't control that. You've got to allow that to flow and learn from it, because they are earth, especially melanated women. They are from the earth. So you can't control women. It's hard to explain, because I'm not here to please you, if that makes sense. I'm here to honor you, but I'm not here to please you, because I'm building your expectation. I'm creating a dynamic which is not healthy, if that makes sense. It's like you shouldn't want to like please me, if that, because you're creating a power dynamic.
Yeah.
So I don't want any power over you.
Yeah.
I don't want any power over you. I want you to be as much as you can be free within yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So you should. So when that hits me, the question that how should you treat a woman? I'm not going to treat you in any way. I just want you to be who you need to be for you for now. But meet me on the journey of development in terms of like understanding self, because I think that's so amazing when you can understand and reflect, reason. Like I don't argue. Like I just don't argue. So I won't argue with you. I did before. I do slip up at times. Don't get me wrong, but I don't react.
Yeah.
I respond.
Yeah.
My reaction might be, I'm going to give you time to have self-talk, but they see that as like, as an attack. It's not.
Yeah.
I'm giving myself time to be by myself, and you now have time to think for yourself, so then we can reason.
Yeah.
It's not healthy us being in a place to not reason. We're not hearing each other.
Yeah.
Talking about how you feel, but not in a, it's because of you I feel like this.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. It's more about I feel like this because I probably have an unmet need in myself. Do you understand it, if that makes sense?
Yeah. I think it's important to just like let them be them. When I say let them be them, I mean in every way, shape, and form. So, from what I've learned, I should say, you know, a woman who's honest isn't hiding.
Yeah.
So she don't mind going from 1 to 10, 10 to 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all of it, because it's a part of her. It's what she's feeling. It's not truly her, because as we speak about programming and stuff like that, but
you get it.
there is no mask. So, you know, when she is going through all those different stages, listen, you observe, you let it be, and then you build, and you ask questions, and you get an understanding. And if she feels, and don't get me wrong, a woman's only going to do that if she feels safe. Don't get me wrong, some women can't control it. When you really take a step back and you step outside of ego and you look at it as someone who cares for her, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing because she's naked. Not naked as in clothes, but naked as in like she's bearing it all. So she feels safe. And if she feels safe, salute to you as a man, because you've like that's what it's supposed to be. A woman's supposed to feel safe to be who she is in that moment, because as we know, they can change.
Yeah. And I think I have to admit, in the past, I've not allowed women to be safe in me, because I'm constantly trying to push them to go beyond where they're not ready, if that makes sense. I'm like, I need you here, B. I need you here with me because we're talking something different right now, and you need to be talking what I'm talking, and that's an ego thing for me. So I've had to let go of that in a sense of like, because obviously I want the best for you, so I'm trying to push you to get there, but it's not on me.
That's the control.
That is the control. It's like shit. And then like even just having the conversation now, I was realizing like shit, I had a bit of that in me, that programming of, you know, like, I need you to be, and it's like, no, that's their time. What you need to be is be the model of who you are. And don't interfere with their growth. Just meet them when they're at that time and they want to have that conversation, and it's a loving space. Have the conversation, but you don't need to push them.
No.
So that's and it's still, to this day, it's still difficult, because when you see stuff, like how we see, like, oh shit, I know what's going on here, but you're not ready to address it, it's cool. That's the only thing for me, is like, oh shit, man. Because obviously, the programs have led to a lot of self-destructive behaviours.
100%.
And
it's not really them.
Exactly.
Because if you're spirit, you're free. Minus these concepts and ideas, how would you be looking at it? You wouldn't be looking at it how you're coming at me now, especially if it's like turbulence and if it's like rage and stuff like that. Like, that ain't you. That's not you. You just have to let them be. You get what I mean? You have to let them just be, and ultimately be there for them to be. Because, you know, like, it's a process. It's a very interesting process, because once you let them just be, and they are, like, they want you to show up. So they're always going to be looking at you like, okay, I am. Are you here for that? Because obviously, like, it's
inevitable.
Because like, if you're hiding, you're hiding something for a reason. And it's in hope that if I show you, are you gonna stick around? You get what I mean? And
are you safe?
Are you safe? I always kind of see it like this, right? A way that men can look at their women and deal with them with respect is if they have their daughter in mind. Because how most men see their daughter, you're not going to violate your daughter. You're going to want the best for your daughter. To be honest, they are daughters. They are, because you're taking care of them.
That's exactly as
you're feeding them. You're clothing them. Don't get me wrong, they're feeding themselves and they're clothing themselves, but you're also playing that role. You're taking care of them. You get what I mean? You want what's best for them. So
protecting them. You're
all of that. All of that. So how do you see her?
What a powerful question.
How do you see her?
That is the question. That is the fundamental thing which you need to ask. When you're treating a lady a certain way, how are you seeing her? Because in my mind, I've been lucky enough to have been raised by a really beautiful woman who made me understand the value of woman, if that made sense. Because I could have gone a different way with the trauma stuff, and then having a really warped kind of view. But because I had that, I looked at every woman like I look at her. But then I'm also, it's dangerous as well, because I'm comparing everyone to her, because I'm like, yo, she's the standard. So I'll be like, I'm not having it if you're not like her. But in my mind, it's still not. It's healthy-ish, because she was independent. She was healthy. She was in touch with herself and her culture and identity. And even now, she's still all these programs that are in. She's not playing this game. So there's things about it, but it's not healthy in a sense of expectation. Because obviously I'm like, well, you don't meet this standard, so nah. If that makes sense. And it's not helpful, because Why would I expect that from anyone else?
100%.
Do you get what I'm saying? It's like, what?
It all goes back to who programmed us.
Mm.
The people who programmed us don't respect women.
No.
Which is why when shit hit the fan, they had to create feminism. Because they blatantly did not respect women. Do you know how many cultures do not respect women?
Yeah, even
in
to
the
this day.
slightest? Current times.
Yeah.
Current times, like, it's just as strong.
Where to the point
as
where
now,
you go to certain countries, they're not even allowed to drive. Or,
it's just as strong now as it was back then.
What country is it where if the woman gets raped, she has to marry the guy? Like, what the?
Squid Games.
it's
Sounds like a fucking Squid Games. But this is the thing. We've been programmed by these people, by these men that don't respect women. So it would make sense why men don't respect women,
yeah.
and don't see the true nature of women. Like, they don't call them Mother Nature for no reason. This is why you can't control that.
Yeah.
You can't control that. And it goes back to what I said. It goes right back to what I said. You have to let them be them true selves.
It's like nature.
Mother Nature. This is what I'm saying. Like, you just have to let them be and understand it. Don't try and control it, because you can't control it.
Yeah.
You can't control it. There's been nobody
control the
has
seasons.
stood up against Mother Nature and won.
Yeah.
Even the Pilgrims, doing whatever it is, they can't control it.
Yeah.
But like,
Nature right now is doing its thing.